10 common mistakes punters make when punting a football. Common mistake number 1 for punting, it's body position, your stance. Too many times, punters are standing up tall or our feet are square. We should be in a nice athletic position. Our shoulders should be over our toes. Our ball of our foot should be at our heels. So we're either a 2-step punter with our punting foot back, or we're a 1.5-step punter with our punting foot forward. Either way, we want to be in a nice athletic forward-leaning position. Common mistake number 2 for punting a football, it's your steps. Make sure your steps stay small and compact. So on our steps, we want to make sure we stay on the balls of our feet with our shoulders leaning forward. Too many times we take bigger steps and our heel hits and it opens us up and we become too wide and have too much hip rotation. Make sure our steps stay small and compact. I would say 3 yards from where you start to where you punt is a great distance to work at. Common mistake number 3 for punters, it's your grip, right? And really, a lot of the times when we're gripping the ball, we're holding the top, or maybe we're holding the bottom or the side. Make sure you're holding a handshake, the back of the ball, in one way or another. And next, really focus on the pressure. Make sure you're not squeezing with your whole hand, that the weight is on your fingertips, because ultimately you want a nice soft release out of your hand. Too many times we're gripping the ball too hard or we're tossing it out of our hand. Nice and controlled, setting it there so the ball's turned in and possibly slightly down if you like it that way. Common mistake number 4 punters make, it's your shelf level or your table, whatever term you want to use. And what happens is we're either carrying the ball too high or we're dropping it too low. As a punter, you really focus on a handshake level height from the ball. That's going to allow you better consistency to strike the ball at the same spot every time. That's your contact point. So whatever shelf level you have, make sure it's the same every time so you can focus on that locked leg, locked ankle at contact. You don't want to change where you're striking that ball each and every time. And if you're watching film, make sure that you're striking that football the same height as your plant leg knee. Common mistake number 5 for punters, it's the straight line you are taking, the path of your steps. That's what is a problem a lot of young punters have, is they want to take bigger steps to hit bigger balls. And what happens is the bigger the steps you take, the more your toes open. And when your toes open when you step, your hips go back and forth. And ultimately you're swinging around on contact. So make sure you have a straight line that you're taking with the ball in the same line up and through. Common mistake number 6 for punters, it's falling back. And really, you're falling back because either you're taking too big of steps or you're trying to swing up more. Either way, it's wrong. Make sure when you're taking your steps that your shoulders stay forward until you release the ball. And then swing up and through, stay tall. Too many times this off arm comes back so far that it pulls us back and down, brings our hips forward, and then we mishit the ball or we lose power that way. So instead of falling back, keep your shoulders forward. That way your hips stay back longer, and then when you swing up and through and stay tall, you have more power. You'll see the results fast. Common mistake number 7 for punters, it's too big of a last step. What happens is they're nice and controlled here, and then they jump or take this huge last step, which ultimately takes all their power and momentum down into the ground. So now it puts all this pressure on this leg, and now you're trying to transition up and through with a high straight follow through. Make sure your steps stay small and compact. A last step being too big is going to result in a lot of inconsistencies. Stay compact within 3 yards. Common mistake number 8, it's the lockout. Too many times when punters are swinging, they're swinging so hard or a lack of flexibility that their knee is bent or their toe is up or turned. Make sure on your contact of the ball, that leg is straight, that toe is pointed all the way from contact through the follow through. That's the consistency you'll need to turn over more punts and hit higher punts as well. Common mistake number 9 for punting, it's the swing path. And what you really want to focus on is how straight your swing is staying up and through that ball. And really what I'm talking about is a lot of the times we're swinging around or we swing up and our knee bends and we fall off to the side. You want to make sure your shoulders stay slightly forward and then that follow through comes up and through and really stays in the middle of your face to this off shoulder. Somewhere in this range is where you want that swing path to stay up and through. Make sure that ball is set on the table on that swing path. Common mistake number 10, it all comes down to flexibility. And honestly, it's a matter of, are you willing to do the little things consistently over time to see long-term success on the field? And it comes down to flexibility. Are you able to get a bigger backswing? Are you able to have a higher follow through, straighter follow through? All of those things, flexibility is going to build your range of motion. That's going to allow you to have more success as a punter.